Hey everybody, good morning. This is Wael Najjar from Bahrain Vocational School, CPD department. Today we are talking about you, how to transfer your life from school life into career life. You need an action plan to do this. So concentrate please and focus on what we are going to say. The first step is to find out yourself, which means there are some questions you need to answer. You need to answer who I am. What do I like? What do I don't like? What are my interests? This is your first step to discover yourself. The second step is to find out, which means you need to find out what are the available jobs around you in Bahrain. Here in Bahrain, in the labor market, you can be an astronomer. So this study, maybe you would like to study too much, but there is no available jobs. So we are asking about which options of careers we have here in Bahrain. The third step is to make a decision. After you discover yourself and discover your skills, strengths points and weaknesses points, then you discover the available jobs and you need to fill in the gap between your skills and the needed skills. Maybe you are good at English, but computer skills needs to improve. This is your plan now, to improve your skills. And the last step, which is the fourth step, is to take an action, which means after filling the gaps between your skills and the work skills or the needed skills, you need to take an action by applying for the job. You can introduce your CV face-to-face by yourself personally, and this is good if you want to make good relationships with some employers, some employees at the workplace. Also, you can apply online, and this is very common now. There are so many methods that you can use in order to get the best career option. To make a plan for your future career, you need to know your skills and these skills matching with which job. So you can use this link in order to make your career test and you find which job is suited for you and you will be surprised. Anyway, networks can help you to find a better job for your life. If you are working for the first time as a fresh graduate, or maybe you are just transferring from a job to job. So using internet, especially I recommend for you LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very useful tool to find a better place for you and a good job for you. Moreover, you can ask some of your relatives, friends for an opportunity for a job. They can recommend you to their boss without an advertisement or without applying. This is also sometimes is very useful way to find a job. In addition to some of requirement agencies that can provide you a chance for getting a job. Maybe this needs some money from you, but it's a better way to get a professional help at your career. I recommend for you some tips that you need to listen before you go to an interview. Number one, never to go empty-handed or empty-minded. You need to take your CV, resume, copies with you, and qualifications, experiences also with you. And you need to get ready with some information about the organization that you are going to work. Like you are asking about what are the organization goals, where they will expand their work, and what's my opportunities for professional development. Also, you need to get smart clothes, which means you need to be in a formal clothes. All of these steps would lead to one thing, which is the most important thing in your steps to gain the job, which is the job interview. Job interview is considered a formal meeting between one-on-one, between one and a group of people who are going to ask you some questions about your experience, qualifications, interests, whatever they are going to ask you, you need to self-confidence. You need to have a trust of yourself. So the interview has 3 important stages. What I'm going to do pre the interview and within the interview, and what I'm going to do after the interview. Let's start with the first step, pre the interview. So let's get back to the step first, which is getting organized and asking myself about what are my interests, skills, because this I'm going to be asked about. Now we talk about the first stage, what I'm going to do pre the interview. Pre the interview, there are some steps that you need to follow. One, you need to know about yourself. What are your likes, dislikes, hobbies, interests, qualifications, and experience? The normal question is, talk about yourself. You need to consider it as market for yourself. Also, you need to get some information. This number 2, you need to get some information about the organization itself. You can do this by asking someone working in the company. You can use the website of the company, or you can go by yourself and ask. The third step in the same stage is to get a competitive CV. You need to get a competitive CV. You write about your strengths and points, experience, voluntary work if you have. This is all for the first step, which is the interview. The second stage, which is considered the most important stage, is attending the interview itself. So it's within the interview. You need to get formal clothes. I recommend for you only dark colors, like black, blue, just colors like this. These colors gives you some self-confidence. Also, you need to get ready for any questions. You need to organize yourself. If you are asked about your experience, you need to talk from the current to the past. Also, if you were asked about your qualifications, you need to be ready. Any training certificates are provided. This for your sake. Everything that you are talking about yourself, strengthens points. You are going to be asked about what are your weaknesses points. My weakness point is that I can't work without motivation. This what can I say about weakness? I can say I'm not a good team player. I'm not decision maker. This is not the best answer for this question. Now we have reached the last stage. I have finished my interview. I went to my home. Then what should I do? I should follow up this interview, which means I can, after 20 days or 2 weeks at least, no more, you can make a phone call to ask about if you are accepted or if you are refused. And in case if you are accepted, we will talk about this. If you are rejected, we talk also about this, how I'm dealing with the work contract and how I will deal with the rejection. This is negotiation skills. Now we talk about negotiation. How should I negotiate for my contract? Negotiation for contract is a very important issue that you need to take care about every item at the contract. So you need to read these items carefully. What about my salary? What about my professional development? And how I can get the best from that job. So you can negotiate about everything. Don't feel shy about anything to talk about. Negotiation skills need self-trust, and it depends, your salary, your vacations, and everything depends on your experience, in your education, and in your personal skills. In case of reject, this doesn't mean anything. This doesn't mean that you are not fit for the job, but maybe they get someone who is better than you in some skill. So you need to get back to your skills and find where are the gaps between my skills and the needed skills for the work. So just take it with an open mind and don't feel failure. Now this is the end of our video. Thank you for listening, appreciating your time and effort. And I hope you gain the best job in the nearest future. Thank you.